When the elephants spoke, they asked one question: "Why did you wait so long?" That chilling quote comes from the lead researcher on a classified experiment known only as Project Dawson, an AI system decoding animal languages at scale. The results are rewriting biology textbooks. This is the dawn of true interspecies communication, a moment where elephants debate the afterlife, whales share ancient stories, and your cat finally explains why it knocks things off tables. The age of animal silence is over. Welcome to the conversation we were never meant to be part of. The lab log read, Golden Retriever, age 7, first subject, first real contact. Scientists wired the harness with sensors, EEG caps to read brainwaves, vibration mics for sub-vocalizations, and a linguistic decoder humming softly in the corner. The dog barked twice at a researcher holding treats. The screen flickered. First translation, "You always come back smelling like other dogs." Over the next week, patterns emerged. Collies used precise spatial terms, left of the blue bowl. Bulldogs issued blunt demands, food now. Rescue dogs began with where is, a marker tied to separation anxiety. One border collie delivered a remarkably structured sentence: "If you throw it, I will find it, but why don't you ever go get it yourself?" Then came the moment that shattered assumptions. Those high-pitched barks weren't noise, they were interrogation. Are you listening? Are you even trying? Why am I still bothering? Brain scans confirmed frustration pathways identical to humans struggling with language barriers. 12 minutes into the first continuous dialogue, the dog paused mid-sentence, then said, "The man who smelled like pipe tobacco, does he know I waited by the door for 89 days? Later analysis showed dogs perceive time differently. Waiting memories stretch longer, explaining anxiety behaviors we never understood. Strangely, there were no words for love, no loyalty, just coded instincts, brutal clarity. Happy when you return. Will bite whatever threatens you. A German shepherd came closest to an existential thought. I patrol the boundaries so sleep is safe. Dogs appear wired for physical reality, not philosophy. Early adopters uploading home recordings caught glimpses of dog logic. A beagle begging translated to, "The tall one gives food when eyes do this." A terrier hearing walk refused to move. The translation, "Not until she gets the leash." The most unsettling realization? We've been training dogs to follow commands they fully understand, while they've been trying and failing to make us understand them. They process language nearly at our level, but lack the anatomy for speech. For 15,000 years they've lived behind what scientists now call the bark barrier. Now imagine what creatures with real languages might say when given a voice. Creatures who sing hour-long songs across entire oceans. Creatures we assumed were just making noise. The machine took 43 hours to decode a single humpback song. Scientists expected basic signals: danger, hunger, mating. What they got wasn't warning signals. It was a 1,000-year-old data archive, set to music. Swim east where the ice walls fell, past the bones of the flat-finned ones to where the heat rises from below. That line matched ocean warming patterns dated to 8,000 years ago. Marine biologists discovered structure. Each verse followed a sequence: location, ancestors, lesson, mirroring epic oral traditions like the Odyssey. Grammatical markers even distinguished history from fiction. One older whale recited 7 generations of storm warnings. Each began, "As my mother's mother sang." Then came stranger phrases in newer songs: "the metal that bites," "the red water." Both appeared after 1850, the height of commercial whaling. Only one song survives from the 1940s. Its line, "Tell the deep divers the 2 legs bring loud death." That same year, naval sonar tests, mass strandings followed. Southern Hemisphere pods included teaching songs for calves. One recording featured a mother interrupting her calf's attempt. "No, the current goes shoreward, not foodward. Listen again." Then a chilling translation from an older whale. "You swim in the time of few giants." DNA didn't lie. This pod had survived genocide by remembering. This wasn't just communication, it was trauma, memory, history. Some phrases made no sense until matched to ancient glacier melt zones. Remember the cold valleys? The locations no longer exist. Legal analysts noticed something else. Phrases like "we sing where the nets were" mapped directly to former whaling zones. Generation after generation, they sang trauma into survival, grief into navigation. A rare cross-pod exchange near Hawaii revealed dialogue: 2 families, 2 dialects, sharing survival data. 6 months later, researchers compiled The Epic of the Deep, over 700 pages of translated whale narratives, richer and older than any human written history. And suddenly, One question returned. What have the animals in our homes witnessed? What stories have they been preserving about us? The Pet Translator app hit 1 million downloads in 3 days. Then came the shock. Purring wasn't affection. It translated as, "Continue petting. I allow this for now." A viral video showed a tabby staring at its owner. The tall one is late with dinner again. Cats don't use names, they use descriptors. The one who fills bowls. Warm lap. Bad groomer. The app dropped the bomb. Cats absolutely understand us, they just don't care. About 73% of the time. Feral colonies showed even deeper complexity. Vocal maps of safe zones passed across generations. One group in Rome had terms for humans. Throws rocks. Gives fish. Parrots proved unsettling in new ways. They don't just mimic, they strategize. One African gray said, "I love you," whenever its owner grabbed car keys. Another waited for guests to arrive before repeating "bad bird" in its owner's voice. Result? Embarrassment equals treats. A golden retriever explained its vet phobia. "The white coats stick me with metal." Other dogs scream. Last time, blood was on the door handle. It matched that clinic's surgical schedule. Patterns emerged. Dogs asked about past owners. Cats commented on subtle routine shifts. "You slept 82 minutes longer today." Rabbits noticed human emotions, by scent. Then came the ethics. Shelter animals attempted to communicate 300% more than pets in homes. One shelter dog pleaded, "I'll do anything, just ask me." In pet stores, animals reacted to the app before humans spoke. A vet text arrived, no sounds, no words, and the ferrets panicked like they knew what came next. The translation? They know. The app's surprise feature? Detecting animal-to-animal chatter humans can't hear. Cats sent ultrasonic insults, useless guard, loud garbage. In one household, a parrot was caught coaching a dog to beg for food. Now imagine this same AI used in industrial farms. The very tool that revealed your cat's attitude might capture livestock reactions to routine suffering, and the smarter the species, the more their words resemble bargaining. Inside a nondescript testing barn in Iowa, a new experiment is underway. Microphones hang above milking stalls. Translation units hum softly beside troughs. The subjects, dairy cows. The AI system identifies phrases repeated during peak production stress. One cow's vocal pattern translates to, "Still sore, still not enough rest." Another utters, "The calf is gone again." What we brushed off as noise now translates to pain, regret, loss, in full sentences. At a pig farm in Germany, a sow responds to a technician by turning and vocalizing repeatedly at the same pitch. The AI returns, "The door hurts, change it." Observers confirm a sharp hinge edge at snout level. The door was modified, the phrase disappeared. Even more startling are the memory sequences. Sheep remember isolation pens. Chickens warn others about individual workers, calling them rough gloves or Hertz feathers. Researchers call this phase chillingly, "The food chain wakes up." What happens when farmers start hearing not just noise, but objections? When the language of suffering becomes undeniable? The most unnerving part of decoding animal communication isn't what they say about themselves, it's what they say about us. Birds in sanctuaries began mimicking phrases they'd only overheard once, words tied to human conflict, fear, or grief. A crow in Oregon was recorded using the phrase, "Don't yell again," hours after police responded to a domestic dispute near its nest. A rescued parrot repeated, I'm sorry, please stop," startling its new owner who had no idea where it learned it. After a week of lectures, the dolphins began asking, "Why the bars? When is water changed? Where did my mother go?" This isn't a mirror anymore. It's a spotlight, aimed right back at us. One ethicist wrote, "It turns out the watchers were being watched." The translation technology exists. Farm animal testing begins next month. Early dairy cow trials already show distress calls increasing around milking times. Specific phrases translating to, "It hurts again," and "Where is my calf?" The lab working on poultry reports chickens using distinct warning calls for different workers based on handling techniques. We've spent centuries assuming silence meant consent. Now the AI proves every industrial barn echoes with untranslated protests. Legal teams are already debating whether animal language constitutes admissible testimony in cruelty cases. Several countries have paused testing, fearing what the machines might reveal about standard practices. But beyond the courtroom, something deeper is happening. Children whisper to birds, grandparents record their pets at night, strangers cry watching a translated video of a goat mourning its friend. The question isn't whether we can understand them, but what we'll do now that we do. The animals are speaking, clearly, intelligently, desperately, and for the first time in history, they know we're finally listening.